So yesterday I was clearing out a few clips to try to make space to be able to save a few more, and I found this fight. It's a fight that I had before. I'm using Stephen Thompson facing Nick Diaz, and at the time that I had the fight, I did not want to post the fight. I think because it wasn't a very competitive fight, and I know a lot of you guys like to only watch me in competitive fights where I get pushed and there's a possibility that I might lose, but I wanted to post this video after watching it back because I believe, especially if you're the kind of person that enjoys outside fighting, maybe you can learn a few things from the way I approached this fight specifically. So, using Stephen Thompson, my whole entire goal for this fight, especially because I anticipated an aggressive style Nick Diaz player because that's how they usually play, my goal was to not get hit, to not take a lot of damage from Nick. So you're going to notice a few things that I am doing. I'm trying to keep a kick in range, and you'll notice me doing that with the side kick. Boom, I hit that side kick right there. And then if the opponent kind of gets close, especially if he starts chasing me with a combination, what I do is I use the arm post retreat. The arm post retreat speeds up your backwards movement. You can, right there, you see that? You can only do that while you're moving backwards. You cannot do it moving forward. You cannot do it moving to the sides. You can only do it if you're moving backwards. Boom, right there. If you're moving backwards in a straight line. And the way you do that is if you hold R2, you hold R1, and then you move backwards. That's it. Once you do that, your opponent, right there, I rock him. Once you do that, your fighter is going to extend his lead arm and step back, like you see fighters like John Jones and Israel Adesanya, like right there. That's gonna speed up your backwards movement. Now, it does cost stamina, so you can't like abuse it. You can't, you can't just make that your whole entire defense, especially if you're facing a player that kind of, that's, I don't know, if you're facing a player that's a little bit more aggressive, you don't want that to be like your number one defense because they can make you gas out. They can just march forward and make you gas out. But it is an option. It is something that you can add to your game to just help you alleviate pressure just slightly. Especially moments where you notice the opponent is chasing you with a forward combination. One more thing that you'll notice I was doing, the second, boom, I push him right there. The second I have him in front of me and I feel like I'm kind of stuck right there, I use the push. And of course, to do the push, you hold R2, and then you press the lead uppercut input. So that's R2, hold square, and X, lead uppercut, and you push the opponent. Right there, the arm retreat. And you'll also notice I was timing my lunges pretty well in this fight. Every single thing I did in this fight was to outside fight. I did not want to get into a phone booth warfare against Nick Diaz as I rock him right there. Keeping that kick in range at all times. And you'll also notice when I do that arm retreat right there, I don't hold it for too long. It's just to give me a slight speed boost. A little bit of speed boost, I let it go. And then once I feel like I am at a distance where I can lunge, I hit a lunge right away and circle away and get some distance. Right there, beautiful lunge. Escape the knee. And also, while you're doing all this, don't forget to fight back. Because a lot of times I notice players, they kind of want to do outside fighting and they kind of want to be defensive. They forget that a big part of defense, as I rock them, a big part of defense is a good offense. If you don't have offense, if you're not fighting back, if you're not making the opponent think twice, if the only thing he has to worry about when it comes to entering the pocket is the fact that you're going to make him miss, you're not going to gain that respect at all. So you got to fight back. To enter that pocket, you punish him with a strike immediately while you're making the miss, while you're working the body. And that's going to make him gas. Look at Nick Diaz already gassed. Rock him to the body again. This is round one. This is Nick we're talking about here. Nick Diaz with all the stamina in the world, already gassed in the first round. And I have not hit him much. I have not hit him much, simply by making him gas, push him, have him whiff, rock him, hit him to the body a few times, push him, and stay out of range. So that was a pretty good round. Let's move on to the second round. So again, remember, two things that I am doing to try to create distance. One, using the arm post retreat, or you can call it the extended arm retreat, like the John Jones retreat. You do that by holding R2, R1, and then moving backwards. You can only do this in a straight line. Remember that. This Nick was also throwing flashy strikes. Lunge, get out the way. Boom, hit that beautiful lunge, make him gas. Look at that, my stamina really, really high. And the only reason his stamina is where it's at right now is because this is Nick Diaz we're dealing with. That man has a lot of gas tank in this game. He does not get tired. See that? The second I notice he's going to try to start pushing forward combinations, I retreat. Retreat with my arm extended. That speeds me up. Also stabbing him to the body every chance I get. Now the first time this extended arm retreat was added to the game, it was useless. It was completely useless because it required a crap load of stamina. But it has been buffed a little bit. It still requires stamina to do, and the last thing you also want to do is to hit the cage while you're doing that, because it will take a huge chunk of your stamina, as I lunge right there. But it has been buffed. It does not require as much stamina, and especially in a 3-round fight, you can kind of depend on it.
That one hurt.
Now, for those of you that might run into a player that is using this a lot, remember one thing. Try to remember one thing. You can get an undeniable takedown, an undeniable low single if the opponent is retreating like that. So, if Nick wanted to take me down, he can just hit a low single and I would not be able to deny it while I am retreating like that. Keep that in mind. Because I drop him right there. And I'm being careful too. I do not want to get hit. I don't want to get carried away, even though I'm rocking him. Stay with that game plan. Let the finish come to me. Double up on the body shot. And he is completely gassed, man. Effective punch there by Thompson. We have crossed the midpoint of this one. He's fainting with that punch, showing that. And right there, hit him a few times, and the fight is over. Hope you guys learned a few things from the fight. Like I said, it was not the most competitive fight ever. But if you want to do outside fighting, of course, if you want to stay on the outside, use your kicks. You know, not play that whole phone booth boxing warfare style of fight, then you can take this and you can add that to your game. One more time, I'll repeat how you do it. The extended arm retreat, to do that, you hold R2 and R1, and then you simply move backwards. You can only do it while moving backwards at a straight line. It takes a lot of stamina, and if your opponent hits a low single, you will not be able to stop it. So keep that in mind while you're doing that. Option 2, once the opponent is near you and you don't feel like you can escape before they hit you, you can simply push them. And of course you do that by holding R2 and hitting the lead uppercut input. Lead uppercut input. That's going to push the opponent backwards and give you time to escape. So try that out. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know if it works out for you. But yeah, that is it for this one. That is your outside fighting tip of the day. Now, one last thing before I go. Got to do a little bit of self-promo here. Apart from mixed martial arts, my #1 passion is actually visual arts, specifically hyper-realistic style artworks. I have an Instagram page, and on that Instagram page, I post my artworks from when I started all the way to when it's completed. If you're a fan of art, and if you like to support me outside of YouTube, then go ahead and follow my Instagram. Now, you guys know I don't ask for much. I don't ask you to donate to me. I don't saturate this channel with sponsors that you don't care about. I mean, I try to keep all that to a minimum. But if you like what I do here and you want to show your boy some love and support my art as well, then that'll literally mean the world to me. One day I'm going to be done with YouTube. It is inevitable, but I am never dropping art. It's my first love. It's what I'm actually best at, and your support would really motivate me to keep going. My Instagram page is called Martial Mind Art. I'm going to leave a link to it in the description below. I'm actually currently working on a portrait of Derek the Black Beast Lewis. I'm doing this with a ballpoint pen, so if you guys want to follow the progress of this piece, give me a follow on Instagram. It'll mean a lot to me. I appreciate all your support. Again, means the world to me. But that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it. And I will see you guys tomorrow with another video. As always, stay safe. Have a wonderful day.